Good afternoon, my name is Alfred. I'm a solicitor in our white-collar crime and international protection teams here at Gherson. And today I'm joined by Tom Cattee, the partner in our white-collar crime team. And today we'll be talking about crypto assets. What are the key types of crypto assets?
Probably the best well-known crypto asset is Bitcoin, which, as many will say, is the original crypto asset that's been around since 2008. There are, however, other types, for example, Ethereum, and you've also got non-fungible tokens.
If you trade crypto in the UK, you need to know this.
There is a process at the moment to bring crypto assets under the regulatory purview of the Financial Conduct Authority, such that authorization will need to be required. At the moment, crypto assets are regulated for anti-money laundering purposes, which means that any entity that provides a service of trading or storing crypto assets will need to be registered with the Financial Conduct Authority.
Crypto isn't as untouchable as people think. Is that right, Tom?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. I mean, crypto asset, like any other asset, can be seized, frozen. It's ultimately a store of value. So if you have a car that's worth 20,000, that can be frozen by the authorities. If you have Bitcoin that's worth 20,000, then that 20,000 can also be frozen by the authorities. The technical ways to do that are obviously slightly different, but in theory, it's the same.
And in practice, in the event you're made subject to a UK asset freeze or a unexplained wealth order, and you are under an obligation to disclose all of your assets in the UK, would you be expected to disclose all crypto assets as well?
Yes, absolutely right. Any crypto assets that you have will form part of your asset pool, and they will be fully disclosable in any exercise that legally requires that. Yeah, that's absolutely right.
This is the biggest myth about crypto, and it's wrong.
Yeah, one of the biggest myths is that crypto is untraceable, and that is completely wrong. The technology that underpins Bitcoin transactions is essentially a shared system. So all the transactions are available to anyone who signs up to that system, but it also means that it's very easy to get a report by a specialist company that can provide a tracing exercise of all those transactions. So that is a complete myth.
Your crypto could become evidence in court.
Yes, exactly. Again, if we think of a crypto asset like any other asset, if you receive Bitcoin that you know or suspect is criminal property, then the authorities will have an argument that they should be able to take that crypto.
And is there a general expectation that crypto has a higher sort of risk threshold?
Yes, I think that's certainly so. There's a certain stigma to it for various reasons. A lot of UK banks, for example, won't accept crypto transactions. If you start using your account, if you transfer money to a crypto exchange, then we find people have their bank accounts closed. So yes, you're absolutely right there.
And so generally, would you advise in the event of big crypto payments that you would seek legal advice?
Exactly, seek legal advice, and it all comes down to demonstrating the source of funds is completely legal and compliant. And if you can do that and evidence that, then that will certainly go some way to resolving these types of issues.
And so all of the old rules apply just with this new technology?
Exactly. It is a new technology, but all the underlying principles still apply. And again, it's just another way, a slightly novel way of storing value.
So NFTs versus Bitcoin, are they treated any differently?
Ultimately, no. If we return to the analogy of them being an asset, Bitcoin's worth 20,000, you have a non-fungible token worth 20,000. For the purposes of any criminal investigation, civil proceedings, they will both be treated as being worth that 20,000. So the answer is no.
And despite their renowned fluctuations, are they treated in the same way, i.e. valued at the moment of criminal investigation or an asset disclosure?
Yeah, that's another very good point you've raised. And in fact, the new legislation that was introduced in 2024 to seize crypto assets actually makes provisions for the vast fluctuations in price that have happened. But no, I mean, again, that they'll both be treated for the same in the same way, and any fluctuations will have to be factored in for both of those.
If you're in need of any legal advice, please don't hesitate to contact us.